Hey, I just want to sit with you for a minute tonight. No big question tonight, no turn, no lesson, just a letter. I've been thinking about you the last few days, actually. About the version of you that's been trying lately. Trying to actually be present instead of somewhere else in your head. Trying not to save everything good for later. Trying to stop waiting for the right time and just start. That's a lot of trying if you think about it. And I don't think anyone said this to you in a while, so let me say it. That kind of trying is exhausting in a way that doesn't really show up on the outside. Not because you're doing something wrong, because you're doing something real. I've read some things lately from people watching this channel, people saying some version of, "I've been trying so hard to actually be here, to stop waiting on everything, and I don't know why I feel more tired than before, not less." And honestly, I wanted to write something for exactly that feeling. It's one thing to just drift through your days on autopilot. It's a completely different kind of tired to keep catching yourself again and again and gently pulling yourself back. To keep noticing the thing you've been avoiding and doing it anyway, even a little shakily, even with your hands trembling a bit. Maybe it looked like finally calling the doctor. Maybe it looked like sitting all the way through a conversation instead of reaching for your phone halfway through it. Maybe nobody even noticed you did it. That's usually how the real trying looks, actually. Invisible to everyone except you. That takes something out of a person, even when it's good, even when it's exactly what you wanted for yourself. I know there are people around you. Maybe some of them are even proud of you for the small steps you've been taking lately. But there's a very specific kind of tired that comes from showing up for your own life on purpose, over and over, when it would honestly be so much easier to just drift back into the old waiting. It's the kind of tired where you can't really explain it to anyone, because on paper, nothing dramatic happened today. You didn't have some big crisis, you just kept choosing the harder, more present thing all day long, in 100 small moments nobody else was counting. When did you last let yourself just stop? Not give up, just stop for a minute without any guilt attached to it. Not push through one more thing before you rest. Not, "I'll relax once this is done too." Just stop. Right now, if you need to. Here's what I think is actually hard about this particular season, if I'm honest with you. You're doing better. You really are. You're more present than you were a few months ago. You've stopped waiting for permission on some things. And somehow, none of that feels like relief yet. It just feels like more effort. And that's normal, actually. Nobody really warns you about that part. Growth doesn't feel like arriving somewhere. Mostly it just feels like still trying, except now at a slightly harder level than before, because you've already cleared the easy part. It's a little like finally learning to swim in the shallow end, and then immediately being asked to swim in slightly deeper water. Technically, you're better at this than you were. It still feels like just as much work, maybe more, because the water is different now. But it counts. All of it counts. The nervous phone call you finally made. The morning you actually noticed you were present instead of somewhere else entirely. The night you didn't wait for the right time to say the thing you needed to say. It counts even on the days you slipped back into the old habits. Even on the days you didn't show up at all and just didn't. You still count. Not because of how many days in a row you've kept it up, just because you're here, still trying, still somehow showing up more often than not. Even the day you scrolled your phone for 2 hours instead of doing the thing. Even the day the old waiting crept back in and you let it, just for a while, because you were tired and it felt easier. That day counts too, honestly. Rest is part of this. It's not a failure of it. I know some nights it's hard to believe that. I know some nights the tiredness makes it feel like none of it is actually working, like you're just tired and stuck at the same time. But you're still listening to this right now, aren't you? And that means some part of you hasn't given up on the trying. It's just tired, which is a completely different thing than giving up, even if it doesn't feel that different at 11 p.m. I think somewhere in the last few weeks, you've been learning that waiting isn't really about timing. And that's true. But maybe there's a companion truth we haven't said out loud yet. Rest isn't the same as waiting. Stopping for one night isn't going back to the dock and tying the boat up again for good. It's just a night off from rowing. Can I ask you something gentle? What would it feel like, just for tonight, to stop trying so hard to be the version of you that shows up perfectly? Not forever, just tonight. What if tonight it's okay to just be a person who's tired from trying? No progress required, no lesson you have to take from it. Just tired and allowed to be exactly that. I don't know exactly what your version of showing up has looked like lately. But I know it's cost you more than it probably looks like from the outside. So this is just me, saying it plainly. I see it. The trying, the small, shaky starts, the tired underneath all of the trying. You don't have to keep proving anything tonight. You don't have to be further along than you actually are. And if tomorrow you pick right back up, if you make the call, sit through the hard conversation, start the thing again, that's wonderful. But tonight isn't about tomorrow. Tonight is just about letting the tired be tired, without turning it into one more thing you have to fix. You're allowed to rest here for a little while before you keep going tomorrow. Good night. If you're tired from trying, that's not the same as failing. Rest and keep going whenever you're ready.